Hi and welcome back to my channel. I am Koala. I am a shamanic practitioner, mainly within the Nordic shamanism, but I'm also initiated into Nustakarpai and the Munaki rites within the Kira medicine. So, today we're here to talk about some Nordic goddesses. We're here to talk about the Norns, because I celebrate the Norns on the eve of the Norns, that is on the autumn equinox. So this is a perfect time of year for me to share a little bit about them, who they are. And yeah, so in this video I'm gonna talk about who they are, I'm gonna talk about my relationship with them, I'm gonna talk about how I celebrate their eve, and then I'm gonna talk about goddess ceremonies that I will be hosting in English next year. So stay tuned for that, and that will be at the end, towards the end of this video. So yeah, let's get into it. So, who are the Norns? The Norns are the goddesses of destiny and fate in the Nordic tradition. So there are three of them, and you can see them in three different ways, or meet them in three different ways. And that is that you can either relate them to Maiden Mother Crone and see them as three different women in different ages, or you can see them all as equally old and wise women. And the third way is that you see it as one goddess with three faces, and there's no wrong or right way. It depends on your relationship with these goddesses. So as I said, these are the goddesses of fate and destiny in the Nordic tradition. So the first Norn is Urd, that is the goddess of the past. She is the one that helps us to cut cords. She helps us to rewrite the past by helping us visit our childhood or the time that has passed, and also past life regression therapy. That's kind of in her wheelhouse. So then we have Verdandi, which is the goddess of the present. And I would say that her role is to make us see who we are in the present, what we have, and maybe help us be grateful for what we have, but also help us see what we might want from what we have. So she, together with the third goddess of the future, can help us to really choose the way forward and anchor us in the now. So Verdandi anchors us in the now, so that we don't make decisions from other things around us or other people around us, but anchor us in the here and now. So she is the goddess of mindfulness and being present and making choices from a place of knowing everything about it before getting into it. And I really do enjoy my time with Verdandi and just feeling present in the moment. And then we have the third goddess, that is the goddess of the future. Her name is Skuld. So Skuld is the goddess that helps us to build our future, to dream our future into being by creating the web. So she weaves the web of the future. She can help us see where different chords meet. She can help us build on that. She can help us drag the future nearer when we have decided what we want, and if we have a hard time decide, she can show us our options. And yeah, I really enjoy working with her. She's really the one that we work with when we go into the dream time and go in and working with the future. I've worked a lot with her during my transition so far, which I talk about in my other series, how that has gone. I don't think I've mentioned the Norns yet, but I'm gonna make a note to do so, because they have been a really big part of my journey and my life. So the goddesses can help us to see the past, to be present in the present, and to see the future. And they can help us to be aware of everything that goes on and see the big picture as well as the small picture that we need. And I work really close with them all throughout the year when I do my new moon spread with the runes. And I also work with them closely whenever I'm setting intentions, whenever I'm working within the dream time and with the web of life. So how do I celebrate the Norns on their eve? Well, I do so in a few different ways. One way that I do it on my own, and this year I'm gonna celebrate the autumn equinox together with some friends. So when I do it on my own, I always invite the Norns and I honor them this time of year. I honor them, I honor the past, the present and the future. And I also use this time of year for divination purposes when they are so close and I work with them so closely. Now that I'm gonna celebrate with a few friends, I'm gonna definitely the Norns will be with me, but depending on what the other participants want to do, I'm gonna adjust to what they want to do. So we are a few different people, and we all have wants and needs, and and we are from different traditions, and we do different things in our normal witchy life. So we're gonna come together and make something beautiful, I'm sure of it, and the Norns are definitely gonna be something that I bring into the celebration. So the third thing I want to talk about are goddess ceremonies. So each time when I celebrate a goddess, so different times of year I celebrate different goddesses, right? And this time of year I celebrate the Norns. And I invite people to join me in ceremony. And this is something that you can, that I provide via my website, that I have. So up until now, I've only done this in Swedish, but next year I'm gonna do it in English. So starting with the winter solstice, and then ending with the winter solstice next year, we're gonna work with the goddesses in ceremony. And you don't have to participate in all of these, but if you want to, I'm happy to have you. And if you just wanna work with some goddesses, then that's fine as well. So this time next year, it's gonna be time for that goddess ceremony with the Norns. So what does a goddess ceremony look like? So with the goddess ceremony, I encourage people that want to join to bring something into the circle, into the sacred space that symbolizes or reminds them of the goddess or goddesses in question. And for this ceremony, I'm asking my participants to bring something in that reminds them of the Norns, or something that the Norns represent. So it can be 3 objects, one for the past, one for the present, and one for the future, or it can be one. It can be just having maybe some kind of goddess statue or something in the circle. So this is to have something to attune to when you enter the sacred space and before we go into meditation with the Norns. So step 1 in every goddess ceremony is opening a sacred space. Step 2 is to talk about the goddess or goddesses in question and share the objects that are being brought into the sacred space. Step 3 is to go into a meditative state and visit the Norns. Or, as a matter of fact, what we do is that we invite them into the middle world. So we invite them into our world, but beyond the veil, so that we meet them on our turf, so to speak. That's something I always do. It doesn't matter which goddess it is. When it comes to the Norns, they are famous for sitting at the tree or the foot of the tree. Sitting at the foot of the tree of life, Yggdrasil in the Nordic tradition. When I work with them, they are most often beneath the roots of the tree, but they are not a part of neither the middle world, the upper world, or the lower world. They are a part of everything because they weave the web of life and of cosmos. So it's not many steps to take to visit them where they are. So sometimes we actually go down under the tree to meet them. It depends on what feels right in the moment and what they want. So I channel this meditation for everyone that are in the circle, and it's a plus but not necessary if you have a strong visual intuitive sense. So if your visual intuitive sense is strong, so that you can visualize the Norns, so that you can visualize better in the meditation, that's definitely a plus, but it's not necessary, because you can receive any messages and have a wonderful experience if you have other senses that are stronger as well. So then after the meditation, we take some time so that everyone can write down what they want to remember, because it's easier to remember just after meditation and write it down when the memory is fresh, because something happens when you close a sacred space. It's really like some things just stay within that space, so when you leave that space, it's just you just forget it, or it could be harder to recall. So we always take time, about 10 minutes within the sacred space, where all of us close our microphones. You can even close your video if you want to, and then you can visit the restroom or grab some water as well if you have time within these 10 minutes before we come back. And then everyone shares as much or as little as they want, because the experience can be really personal, so you don't have to share anything, but if you want to share something, you can do that within the sacred space before we close the circle. So then I close the circle, close the sacred space, thank everyone who has joined me, and that's the way it goes. So those ceremonies I'm gonna start with from the winter solstice this year. And so on Monday, the 22nd of September, I'm holding one in Swedish, and then I have a couple more left in Swedish before I start the English ones. So the first English one is going to be for the Nordic goddess of Skadi that I relate to with the winter solstice and the snowy and icy landscape, because that's kind of where she is. She is the goddess of Niflheim, the world of ice, but we meet her on our turf, so we invite her into our circle, and we meet her just slightly beyond the veil in the middle world. So you will be able to purchase the participation of this, is that the way to say it? Of this ceremony on my Patreon. So the last thing I want to talk about in this video are two things, and first off is the Patreon. So this is one thing that you will be able to access through my Patreon, where I will put up this as a product. So within that, you will, when you purchase that product, you're gonna get a small introductory video to the ceremony that I'm gonna share. And then you also get some information about it, and when you purchased it, you need to tell me your email address so that I can send the invitation to the ceremony via email. And also when you buy this, even if you can't attend the day of, you will get the link to the recording. And that is only available if you purchase this ceremony beforehand, but it is available. So everyone who purchases this and signs up for this ceremony will get the recording afterwards. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm gonna talk about this more when we come nearer to that. But I'm mostly gonna share that on my Patreon publicly, so that everyone can see what's happening and what's coming. So I'm also soon gonna talk more about what I'm gonna be doing in English in Patreon, because I'm opening up my Patreon in English, which means I'm gonna start sharing videos and information and news, etc. in English as well from the 1st of October. So so if you are not a member yet, please go and sign up, and because if you're a free member, then you will see the information, and then from the information you can decide if you want to be a paying member and and you know, yeah, what you want to do. But I'm going to talk more about that soon in another video. So yeah, please go check that out, link in the description. And lastly, I want you to be aware of my community page here on YouTube, where you presently can vote for what I'm going to talk about on this channel here on YouTube in October. And consequentially, whatever I talk about in October here on YouTube, I'm also going to go deeper into on my Patreon during the month of October. So the topics that you can vote on are either mental health from shamanic perspective, because it's Mental Health Awareness Month in October, and then the second option is the stone people and stone medicine and sacred mountains, so that's the second one. And the third one is the animal kingdom, where I talk about power animals, spirit animals, wild animals in the Nordic tradition that we work closely with and that have meaning in the Nordic tradition. So I'm gonna talk about all of these topics eventually, but I'm quite set in my schedule for November and December. I'm gonna talk about that soon in another video. So for October you have a chance to vote. Yeah, vote on what you want me to talk about. I think as I am filming this, mental health awareness and mental health from a shamanic perspective is in the lead. I also want to know, I haven't said this yet, but keep a lookout if mental health awareness is winning. If that option wins, I'm gonna have some further things for you to vote on and to comment on to help me. I want to talk about what you want to hear about, so I want to hear from you. So I think we've covered everything. This was supposed to be mostly about the Norns, but I fear it's not, but that's okay. It's what it needed to be. So I will see you in another video. I will see you soon. Walk in beauty with the Norns. Shingling.